Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion, Episode 2. This episode brought to you by Insomnia. That obnoxious feeling when you just can't get to sleep. I've actually had that for quite a while, pardon my shift. Alright. So, in this particular episode, we don't get too far, but I'll tell you when we'll get... I don't know how I want to say that. Now I'll just kind of leave that up for spoilers anyway. So, because apologies are mandatory in my videos, as I have apparently decided, I'm... Pardon, I haven't gotten a whole terrible amount of sleep yet. Anyway, apologies are mandatory, so let's get them on. I apologize for, not having the most consistent of uploading schedules. That is in part due to absolute busyness. That is in part due to, just not having an environment to be in. There's a whole lot of reasons. And what it mostly comes down to is I'm in college and all that jazz. My weekends are usually reserved for hanging out with my buds, so I don't usually have time to do this. And then, I'm either just too tired to do a recording or whatever else is out there that can potentially ail a person. For this particular one, I have been having some technical difficulties on my end, with my microphone being kind of strange. I've been having computer issues. This computer, I actually have brought both my computers with me. On my left, I have my Mac, which is typically my work computer, but in this instance, it's recording my voice audio because for whatever reason, it seems to like my new microphone a whole lot better than my Windows PC, which is what you're currently seeing right here. For whatever reason, I have no idea. My PC's had many issues. It's blue screened quite a few times as of recently. I'm running out of memory because it's filling up with games. I've been kind of lazy on my end, and I haven't been completely organizing my Let's Plays, so I have so much unbelievable footage on the actual hard drive itself, as opposed to, what's in my hard drive, which I have a whole terabyte hard drive dedicated to just Let's Plays and the audio and the finished episodes. I've just been, too lazy to dig it out and do all that jazz. I probably have more apologies, but I'll get to those when I think of them. Anyway, so back to Luigi's Mansion. What you saw just happen was you flick a switch and bam, all of a sudden all the boos come out. And as Professor Egad is going to take a long time to explain, basically the boos are the cause for this mansion to appear, and now we've just released them. So, this is where the game gets just a teensy bit annoying. Now that all boos have been released, there's 50 of them. We have to go, and we don't have to catch every single one. We only have to catch 40. I do catch there's 50 boos. I do catch all 50 boos in this Let's Play because, well, it's one of my favorite games, so I know most everything. I've learned from watching some other things, such as the Luigi's Mansion speedrun on this AGDQ, or this year's AGDQ. Or was it this year's AGDQ? Either way, it was some speedrun that I saw of Luigi's Mansion, and it turns out that I've missed quite a lot of gems, honestly. I guess I just didn't discover them. I also learned that there's many more gold bars than I thought there were in the game, but I guess you learn new things every day. If you recall from the first episode, I don't remember if I did or not, it's been way too long of a gap, and that's just a bad bit on my end. It's been way too long of a gap between record sessions. that I am not actually doing this live. I am doing this post-commentary, and the reason being is because I recorded this entire game all in one go. You know, did it just fine. I kind of had some issues here and there while playing because, well, I'm still learning how to play and record and keep speaking at the same time. It's not too difficult, but I'm just not used to it yet. I used to be really fantastic at speaking and playing video games when I was younger, but nowadays it's just gotten a lot more difficult. I don't understand. It's a whole bizarre thing that I've discovered is that, you know, it just seems like video games have gotten more difficult when I was older. When I was younger, I have all these memories of just, you know, kicking the video games right in the butt and then figuring it out from there and just doing all that. And then I go back and I play some of those old games like Super Mario Bros. And all of the older classic games, all the Mega Man games, etc., etc. And I have no idea how young me completed some of these games, you know. It just baffles my mind. Excuse me. I don't know if it's because the fact that you know, the fact that these newer games are most of them anyway are simpler or more simplistic, I guess. I don't think simplistic is the right word. They're simpler, they're easier than the older games. I don't know if that's just, you know, spoiled me and I can no longer handle the difficulty or whatnot, or if everything's just gotten a lot different. But either way, it just feels like those games are a lot more difficult then than they were now to me. Or, no, excuse me, I had that backwards. They were easier then than they are to me now. That doesn't mean I can't beat them anymore. I can still beat the original Super Mario Bros. No problem. Well, no, I have some problem because I absolutely suck at the castle levels. Maybe I'll get to that game one day. But anyway, I digress. So what we're doing here, what we're doing here, I'm still trying to jump through the whole Let's Play mentality and all that magic jazz. But what's currently happening is I'm going through all the old rooms that we have lit up, and I am doing it. I was probably trying to demonstrate something here. Maybe I was trying to show off the map. I have no idea. But I was going through all these rooms so that way I can get the booze. Booze will only appear in a lit room. Once you light up a room, from this point forward, once you light up a room, your boo radar will go off, and that's that little blip on the top of your Game Boy Horror in the bottom of the screen. And you can, when you do it, there are always two things in the room, there can be multiple boos in the room, but I'll get to that shortly after this. Can be two things in the room. There's either a boo and a ball, or a boo and a bomb. Either way, there's going to be a boo, and there's going to be either a ball or a bomb. Those are just distractions, because what the boo radar actually determines is hidden round things, as Professor Egad so, you know, cleverly told us. Well, that was really clever. He said out pretty blatantly. But anyway, he told us that. So when you see it blinking like that, blinking yellow, that means there's a boo in this particular area that you are. It will start to blink faster and faster. Once it starts to blink really, really red, that means you're near it. The bombs will hurt you if you get caught in their blast, but that's nothing to scoff at. You should be able to dodge out of them just easily. I don't think I get hit by a single bomb, and if I do, that's really, really embarrassing. The balls that come out, I don't know if they have a particular use or not. I don't find them to be useful at all. I just like to shoot them, and then as soon as they, you know, connect with something, they go poof, and then they're never seen again. They're just, you know, there's no chance of getting hit by the ball. Yeah, this is basically half of Luigi's Mansion, is going through and getting all the boos and finding them. It can be obnoxious if you don't find the boo within a certain amount of time. Like that a little while ago, you heard that cackle of the boo cackle. If you do not find the boo that is in wherever he's hiding within a specific amount of time, and I don't know how long the interval is, it's pretty short, he will do that cackle, and that means that he has shifted his position. So he was in the bed, we'll just use this for example. Say he was in the bed, and then you take too long to find him, and you hear him do his little boo laugh. He is no longer in the bed. He has now changed his hiding spot. That's why it can be frustrating sometimes. Let's see. Does it happen here? No, it doesn't happen here. What that boo was trying to do is it was trying to escape. A boo, when it's being caught, it doesn't actually get caught into the poltergeist like a regular ghost does. It still has a chance to run around. So the boos naturally will try to escape, and they can go through walls into an adjacent room. And once they do that, you just gotta follow them and just track them down. It mostly becomes a problem when they jump from a hallway to a room where you have to go all the way around to get to, because that's just quite obnoxious, I'm not gonna lie. If a boo is in a room or a hallway like this where it's all dark, sorry about that, I thought I heard something strange. My apartment is not in the greatest area in the world. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like I live in, downtown anywhere. It's just the people here aren't really the greatest of people, and there's all these problems that this apartment's having, and etc., etc. Anyway, where was I? I was on the topic of booze. Well, I already mentioned that boos can go from room to room. Boos can go from hallway to room. They can go to a noxious place. A boo will never go from, say, the second floor to the first floor. Boos do not switch floors. For the longest of time, I believed that to be true, but no, I don't think so. And if it is actually true, well, then that's my fault. That's my bad, but as far as I know, that is not true. There can, however, be two boos in the same room, and that only happens, excuse me, that only happens when one boo goes all berserk, escapes you, and then just goes into a room with a boo that you have yet to discover. When you have successfully captured a boo from a room, and let's say the boo was the first thing that came out, because, there's a chance you can get a boo, there's a chance you can get the bomb or the ball. Say the boo is the first thing to come out, and you vacuum him up, your radar will stop blinking because suddenly that bomb or ball just flat out disappears. If you do not capture that boo, then the radar will keep blinking because the ball or the bomb will still be in that room. But if you reveal a boo of that room, capture it, and then the light is still blinking, that means there is another boo. Now, normally you think that wouldn't be too useful, but hey, I've been faked out a couple times and left a boo there. And one of the worst things that can happen is going on an obnoxious boo hunt because you've missed one or one escaped and you just have no idea where he is. I don't really mind the boo hunt. It's the later boos that become an issue to me, and I think I actually miss a boo somewhere in this Let's Play at the very end. I obviously get all 50 boos, like I said before, because that's what I do. But I think I may have had to go on a boo hunt. I might have. I don't have to remember. I'll have to watch this whole Let's Play later. And maybe give out less spoiler alerts, because, well, I guess it isn't really too bad. This is the entire game. It's not a very long game. I think this particular recording... Not this recording is only about 30 minutes long, but the entire Let's Play took me about, I want to say 3.5 hours. I would pull it up right now, but I want to try to make it so that there's as little necessary need to make audio jump from cut to cut as much as possible, because this microphone... It's a nice microphone, but it's really sensitive, and I'm not really in an optimal environment to be well, I am in a nice environment. I've turned my fan off, which it's actually getting kind of warm in here. Well, no, not really. It's gotten slightly warmer than usual, which is really strange, because it's usually really, really warm in this room. Pardon me. but I've done that. It's just that where this microphone is positioned and where I'm positioned, I am currently sitting on the floor. If I scoot around, you will hear me scoot around, all this shifting and whatnot. So I'm trying to keep extra noise to a minimal as much as possible, which is really hard for me to do because I get really antsy in life, and if I sit in one place for too long, I'll sway, I will do strange things with my hands because, well, I'm that kind of guy that likes to fidget. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's most definitely true. So sitting still for me, not very fantastic. But anyway, what we currently got, if you haven't just been reading Professor Egad's wonderful Suku Suku Yabu Yabu, whatever that means, strange gibberish, we just got the fire emblem. Or was it the fire medal? No, it was the fire medal, excuse me. Fire Emblem is another fantastic video game series that I will be getting to at some point or another. But we got the fire medal, and what that does is it allows us to vacuum up certain flames, and once you vacuum out the certain flames, these flames are the few flames in the house that don't disappear when you vacuum them like other flames. And as you see right there, you vacuum the flame, a little ember spirit comes out, and eventually he gets into your vacuum cleaner. And now we have fire, and with the L button, we can, shoot fire. If you if you can slightly hold in the L button, and you'll just get that little fire burst right there. But if you click in the L button, you will shoot a fireball, and it's kind of nifty. I've never really had a use to shoot anything. There's a boss that we get to. It's the third area's boss that I think I try to shoot some of a particular element at it, but I'm not entirely sure because, well, that's just how it goes. I don't ever have a good strategy for that third boss, and I'll explain more once we actually get there, and you'll hear me rant and rave because, oh man, that boss. But, believe it or not, it's actually not my least favorite boss. No, my least favorite boss is this boss right here of Area 2. I cannot stand Area 2's boss for the life of me, and I think we get to that boss in the next episode. So, stay tuned for that. Although, if I remember correctly, I do pretty well against that boss. But more on that when we get there. Here we have the laundry room. I don't really have a backstory for a whole lot of these rooms. That door, that is a fake door. As I can demonstrate right there, once you get the fire, you can burn fake doors, and they will disappear. However, it is not a permanent disappearance because, well, as soon as you leave the room, then you come back, that door will be there. The laundry room itself, not a bad room, it's not my favorite room. I don't really know if I have a favorite room. I know I dislike some rooms more than others. The laundry room's not that bad. It's just cramped, but there aren't ever too many ghosts at any given moment, and it's really nothing you can't handle. That item we just picked up, Mario's hat. That is an important item that is not important to us as of yet. Oh, my hair's kicked on. Wonderful. That is not important to us as of yet because basically what's going to happen is we're going to need to collect 5 items in total. There's the hat, glove, shoe, star, and the note, all related to Mario. And then we will show them to, let's just say we'll show them to a particular ghost later on. This ghost, however, you don't capture until Area 3 for whatever reason. I think it's the only ghost that you can see in the previous area. Like, we're currently in Area 2. You can see this ghost at this current moment, but she doesn't become useful until Area 3 when you can get all 5 of those items. This room. This is one of 2 secret rooms. Honestly, this is the only one that's actually cleverly hidden, because for like the first 6 or 7 times, I want to say, I did not know of this room's existence. I completed this game a lot, ladies and gentlemen, and I now know this room, and I always get to this room. But for the longest of time, I did not know it existed. I would always go fight King Boo with 49 out of 50 boos. I honestly used to think that King Boo himself was the 50th Boo. And no, he's not. He's just an extra one. Oh, and spoiler alert, we fight King Boo. Yippee skippy. Well, I imagine you kind of figured that when King Boo popped out, just like the rest of the Boos. But anyway, the secret rooms, there's 2 of them. There's usually a lot of ghosts. In this particular one, we have elemental ghosts, which, in order to vacuum them, you must first blast them with their weakness, and then it will reveal their heart. What you can do, though, is you can choose to sit there and continuously blast them with their element for tons and tons of torture and painfulness. And that will kill them eventually. They'll just fade out of existence. But, yeah, what the hidden rooms are, I don't think either of the hidden rooms are mandatory, but they give you quite a lot of monies and all that. As you see there, we got 3 gems of different colors. Granted, it's the lowest kind of gem, but hey, it's still really nice, and this is one of my favorite games to collect money, because there's just so much money everywhere. Like, look at this room. Everything is gold. You're getting gold little particle effects, and everything's blinking because it's so gold. It's still really incredibly dusty, just like the rest of the mansion, but it's all gold and shiny. It's beautiful looking. The other one is much better, though. I still wouldn't say that's my favorite room, but I really like the aesthetic of these secret rooms. If I were to ever have a giant mansion of my own, I would most definitely get these kind of little rooms I can hide my treasures in. I don't think I would have treasures like that because I don't plan on being filthy stinking rich, but hey, anything can happen. Those mouse holes, I'm going to explain those mouse holes really quick. There's a few of them, and by a few I mean there's 2. Yeah, there's 2 of them. One's here, and one will take you to this area's boss. Well, this area's where the boss is. Either way, there are 2 of them, and what you do is you focus your camera on them, take a picture, and you'll get that little jingle that signifies that you did something. That jingle right there, actually. Congratulations, you just did something important, or something happened. And then wisp, it's not a wisp, a little bit of mist or smoke or something will pop out, and then you just go on it, and you will shrink for a brief second, and then you will appear out on the other side. Simple as that. I haven't been keeping up with the portrait ghosts. Wait, this is the first portrait ghost of this episode. Is it? Yeah. Never mind. So I guess I apologize. I don't have this gentleman's name right off the bat. If I remember when I edit the episode, I will try to put his name up. I'll probably put his name up as some kind of annotation or whatever. But anyway, this is the butler. He carries a candlestick with him and just kind of parades back and forth in that hallway as we saw. I don't know why he carries the candlestick if he doesn't like fire. To get him to reveal his heart, you just set him on fire, and then he will begin to freak out, and he will take that path that he does. At least when I follow him, I usually just run right in here, because he will always end up in this room, the butler's room. But when I follow him, he always seems to go down the hallway, and then he goes right towards the basement, the breaker room, and all that. I don't understand why. He never goes in, he just goes down that hallway, and then immediately does a U-turn and starts to proceed down to here. But other than that, really easy ghost, really easy to trap him in a corner. Yeah, he becomes kind of a issue if he manages to, kind of break out of that whole corner predicament and start to go everywhere, because there's so much crap that'll get in your way. It's really, it's surprisingly easy to lose your vacuum on him. It's exactly the same. I don't know why I'm going. Oh, that's right. I was going to show. This is your item menu. This shows you, it just keeps track of how much, coins, dollars, gems, pearls, all that stuff that you got. It keeps track of your medals, and it keeps track of your Mario items. And this over here is where you actually get, that's where you can make obnoxious noise. I love to just hold it. But this is where you can view your portrait ghosts, and if you view them here, like here, the wandering butler shivers. He wanders the house endlessly searching for his master's will. He hopes he's included in it. There's not a whole lot of extra backstory on that. Maybe I can do some kind of special episode on it. Probably not, but I guess we'll see. That's where you check what they are. You can check their names. Some things are blocked out, like you saw the dancing whirlwinds. Their age is blocked for whatever reason, probably because it's 2 ghosts in one. I'm not really sure. But anyway, now what you're gonna enter is this is honestly probably my favorite room just because of the gimmick of it. We are about to enter it's called the music room, right? I can't tell because my media player, it's the conservatory. I don't know. I'm using VLC Media Player to watch this, and this is probably the worst media player I could have used to watch video. It works fantastic for, audio purposes, but for video purposes, not so much. Hopefully you guys recognize that tune. Anyway, this is Melody. And to get Melody to appear on her piano, you have to hit all the instruments, and then she'll start to play along with her piano. After that, she'll do what she just did, and she'll play a tune from another Mario game. I most of the time always get that one. It's the water theme. Everyone knows the water theme. And she'll ask what theme she played. If you guess incorrectly, she'll slam on her piano in a very, basically kind of like a child tantrum way. And then that's it. She just throws a fit, she disappears, you have to leave the room and start again. I don't really mind when that happens, but I don't really mess up anymore now that I actually know the musics and whatnot. Because I played this game before I played a whole lot of other Mario games. I had a kind of a strange, not really backward childhood, because I wasn't really, an actual child of the NES era, Super Nintendo era. I kind of got introduced to that later on after I was introduced to all this stuff. Like, I grew up with N64 and GameCube. Those was my early childhood. I'm basically into early adolescence or just adolescence? I don't know, I'm still a teenager, 19. But I digress. You get the music, if you get, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. Okay, if you talk to Melody and then you enter things right, she'll say, "Oh, lovely, battle my music," and then she throws music sheets at you, and they just kind of swirl around, so just hold your vacuum cleaner up, and it'll vacuum all in. She'll throw yet another tantrum, and then that will be that. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. Thank you for joining, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you next time in part 3, where we will fight a gluttonous being and take on the next area boss.